Well, thanks so much for joining us today, guys. We're going to be talking about how you can use AI to grow your real estate business. So maybe you're a real estate agent, maybe like a lot of us here, you're running your own short-term and midterm rentals. So we have got two incredible speakers for you today who are already playing around with AI tools and how they can apply to real estate. So they're going to speak from their own experience and show you, take you live on screen to show you everything that they're learning and how they're starting to apply it to business. So we're hoping that this is going to be a very actionable course that you can start to take today and really make some real changes in your business. So I want to introduce Amanda. She's my business partner at STR to Wealth, where we're teaching people how to get started with short-term rentals. She's also known as Amanda, the traveling realtor. She travels all around, but spends a lot of time in Mexico. Otherwise, we know each other from North Carolina. And then we've also got Chris here. He is the VP of Strategic Partnerships at Steadily, which provides landlord insurance, including for short-term rentals. So really cool product. We'll be sure to drop a link for you guys in the chat if you want to learn more about Steadily. And Chris has a background in insurance, but has been really excited to start to learn a lot more about real estate, and told us earlier today that he pretty much just geeks out on all of these tools and has been learning so much. So from here, I'm going to let them take it away. But I know that we're open for questions. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We'll be watching those and we're happy to make this interactive. We're also going to have a Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Cool. So my name is Chris Cheatham. Like Erin said, I'm Vice President of Partnerships at Steadily. So quick plug, we do landlord insurance. And if you have referral clients, possibly, I know there was a real estate broker on and some other service people. If you could refer landlord leads to us, we'll pay you. So you can always email me afterwards. It's a nice little revenue stream. So just something to think about. Erin, I know you do that, and we appreciate you sending those leads to us. So yeah, so let's get started. I like to nerd out on technology. It's true. My kids call me a nerd, but I like being a nerd because it keeps me interested. So what I'm going to try to do is talk about this technology in terms of learning real estate. I actually am kind of thinking about buying a rental property too, because I'm just super interested in the world now. But before we go there, I just want you all to realize how quickly this stuff is moving. So what we're going to go over today is how to generate text from AI, how to generate really nice pictures from AI, how to research topics in AI, and it's all done ridiculously fast. But things are getting even faster. In about a year, in my opinion, we're going to be having text to video. So you're going to tell an AI machine, hey, I want to create a video of a virtual tour of this property. It has this room and this room, and you can even put pictures of those rooms in, and most likely you'll have virtual walkthroughs get created. That's not there yet, but if you could start learning how to use technology now, it's going to really benefit you. So I wanted to give you this example first of all. There's AI that creates songs, right? So somebody created a Drake Weekend mashup, it sounds like, and put it on TikTok, and it completely went viral. So as you think about kind of the good and the bad of this AI, just realize this stuff's getting really good, and you can use it to supercharge kind of your online presence, your content, your emails, whatever you do to promote your business. So let's go look at a few examples. And I've just created tabs just so you can start seeing this stuff. So let's talk about text first. Generating text, it can be painful. A lot of people don't like to write. A lot of people get stuck at the brainstorming spot. I've been known to do that. You just get writer's block. Well, there's a new type of AI coming out, and I'm not going to go too deep on how the tech works. I'll just show it to you so you can start seeing how you can leverage it. But it's called large language models. So really simple way to think about this. Imagine you have a supercomputer that sucks up all the information, all the text in the internet, in the interwebs, and then understands that information and then can write out words for you based on the context of everything it's learned off of the internet. Sounds crazy, kind of sounds Orwellian a little bit, but that is what large language models do. And if you have questions, by the way, about like how this applies to you or anything, just like ask your questions. Norma, I see you're asking for my email address. Happy to give that to you. It's actually, yeah, we'll share that at the end. So great question. But yeah, if you have questions about this stuff, feel free to ask me. So let's go look at the first thing, the ChatGPT. This is like the OG of AI out there right now. And so ChatGPT has been around, I think, since 2015. This guy named Sam Altman runs this company. It was funded by billionaires out in Silicon Valley. And so I'm just going to give you, actually, does anyone have a question about real estate they've been thinking about that they want me to get an answer to? For real, throw it in the chat. We'll come back to that in a second. So I've been thinking about like Kansas City real estate, right? So I am thinking about becoming a property owner in Kansas City and renting my property out. What can you tell me about rentals in Kansas City? All right, everyone ready for this? I just made that up on the fly. I'm gonna hit enter. Oh, something went wrong. Hang on, let me log back in. I've had that open too long. Hilarious. There's always a tech. What can you tell me about Kansas City rental properties? I want to do it. Okay. And you see, it is now just generating text, right? And this text is different every single time. And like, as you start thinking about this stuff, what I really want you to take away from this, because when I first started using AI to write text, I think I did what a lot of people do. Amanda, I'm curious if you've done this too. I started using the ChatGPT and other software to create my content that I was posting to LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot, but you can do the same thing for emails or blog posts or websites or TikTok or whatever, right? What I would strongly recommend you do is like, don't think of this as a copywriter. Think of it more so as like your muse, right? Like a really, really smart person, smarter than all of us. This is like all of human knowledge essentially on the internet combined. And so like, think of this as a really smart muse that can be wrong sometimes, but they're sitting there and they're answering questions for you. So you can see that's information about Kansas City. And then you can get more specific. Hey, can you tell me about some nice neighborhoods where I should look in Kansas City? And it still has the context from the previous question. So it understands that I'm looking at rental properties, right? And then it starts listing more stuff out. I can almost guarantee you that places like Zillow and Airbnb, I actually have talked to the guy at Airbnb, they are now figuring out how do they take ChatGPT or another large language model and connect it to the work they're doing so that this stuff all starts working together, right? So understanding how this stuff works is really powerful. So then you can like, I'm going to try something. I haven't done this, but like, what is it about the river market that makes it good for rentals? I've done none of this beforehand. This is all completely on the fly. This is like your best friend in research. Amanda, is there anything I'm missing on this? Or like, have you done this where you started researching topics here and just found yourself down really deep rabbit holes?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. One of the things, and I'll show you guys what I created from this, but when you prompt it correctly, so if you want to learn about a new market, right? My market is Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you prompt it correctly, hey, you grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, you're an expert in the city, you know all of the best restaurants, you know all the best parks, and just prompt it to whoever that person is that you would be like, I want to ask someone all the questions about moving to a new city, but I want this person to know everything. You can literally make this AI into that person, and then you can just go and you can ask questions. I built an entire relocation guide on this. I will show you at the end of this call.
Yep. Okay, I saw a really great question too while we're sitting here. Erin, you asked, what can you tell me about short-term rental performance during a recession? So I'm just gonna oh, that's not it. What can you tell me about short-term rentals in a recession? I asked a similar question. We work with a lot of lenders, hard money lenders. And so I wanted to know what happens to hard money lenders during a recession, right? And actually it depends, but with interest rates going up, they actually become more competitive with kind of standard Fannie Freddie loans. So it's not necessarily bad for them. So this is your answer to answer your question about short-term rentals in recession. You can grab information from here and dig in, and I really do strongly suggest that. So yeah, ChatGPT, it is amazing. I think it's so amazing here. I'm going to show you, I have a macro. This is me nerding out for a second, but when I get stuck, all I do is question or equal sign HELP, and it automatically opens up. This is another version of ChatGPT that I use called Poe. And then I can start getting questions. So when I literally am I need help, I just type equal sign help and it takes me here. Okay. I'm gonna go look at the questions. I hope that's okay. Yeah, great question. Yeah, Amanda, you want to touch on the ChatGPT data and what they're using?
Yeah, I can. I was just saying 3.5, there's 3, right? So there's the original 3.5, which is super duper quick, but it's only content up to 2021. Then you've got the newest, don't remember what they're calling it, but the newest 3.5. And then you have 4.0, which is amazing. I think you may have to have a paid subscription for it if you want the 4.0. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I have a paid subscription because I've actually built these AIs into little avatars. So I have different avatars to go to for whatever question I'm asking. So that's something that I'll show you as well.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's super cool. Okay, yeah, this is another way that I use ChatGPT and other functionality. It's an app called Poe.com, and I strongly recommend playing with this. And it's a app on your phone that works really, really well. So you can be driving around and my kids are like, hey, Dad, who hit the most home runs last year? And I can look that up, Also, obviously, you got to have the right engine. They just added Neva, which is a good segue that I'm going to show you next. So that one limitation of ChatGPT is that it doesn't have data past 2021. But the solution to that, in my opinion, is Neva. Neva is what I have taken and replaced Google search with completely. I don't do Google searches anymore. So with Neva, you can see this is the logo right here. This is the search. So I'm going to go and say, what time do actually, somebody give me another question. Oh, actually, that's a great question. What is the difference between ChatGPT and Jasper? Let's ask it that and see what it comes up with. I mean, I love this. This blows my mind because where ChatGPT doesn't have modern information, so they wouldn't be able to answer this question. Neva, it does. And they give you citations for the information. So that's the answer to your question. So I highly recommend getting Neva. It is, you do have to pay for it again, but it's ad free. You notice there's no ads on this page. I absolutely love that about Neva. So between ChatGPT and Neva, I know I can always learn something much faster than ever before. As humans, I don't think we will fully understand how powerful this is for about a year or two. But I mean, you can learn anything. Right now I'm teaching myself how to code, and I just come here and type in questions when I get stuck and it gives me responses. Cool. And you can create this as your go-to browser going forward. All right, so that's Neva. So so that's the tech side. Let me make sure. Is there any questions that I missed? Erin, is there anything out there?
There's not, but do you want to share with us, Chris, how much does Neva cost?
Yeah, it's about, I think it's $10 a month. Yeah, I think it's $10 a month. Totally worth it. This stuff adds up price-wise, but the amount of time it saves if you are actually creating content or need to start creating content on a consistent basis is pretty wild. Here, I'll show you one more simple example. So back to ChatGPT, I could say, write me a blog post about the Kansas City rental market. Make it sound funny, tell lots of weird, funny jokes. Okay. Hit enter. Once again, I gotta refresh. That is the one thing you're seeing, the one kind of hitch with this stuff right now is so many people are using Chat GPT at the moment that the network gets overloaded and you constantly have to reconnect. That's what happened. This is literally what you're looking at right here is the fastest growing software application in the history of mankind. Like that's not hyperbole. They have added so many people. It is so much bigger than anything ever. So tell or write a blog post about the Kansas City rental market in 5 paragraphs. Talk like a pirate. Okay, so this is a pirate blog post about the Kansas City rental market, just to show you it can do all sorts of weird, crazy stuff. So you can like start to really hone in on a tone of voice that fits with how you write as you go. A pirate is just an extreme example. Any questions about that? Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna let it keep writing. And now and by the way, it stores all your questions over here on the left. So you can like see stuff. So you can see right here, I did Florida short-term rental regulations as an example, was one thing I was looking at. Lots of really cool stuff to do with this. Okay, I'm gonna do one other example, show you a different, we're gonna shift gears now, and we're gonna go look at stable diffusion. So we were looking at text. Now we're gonna look at photos and what you can do to enhance or create new photos. It's pretty wild stuff. And so I'm going to use this property right here as an example. That's nearby where I live, kind of an older house, right? There's also in here, I believe, somewhere was a picture of a kitchen. Yeah, this picture of a kitchen. So keep that stuff in mind, right? Kitchen, house. Now, the other thing to think about in this is like, how far can you go before you're doing something either illegal or unethical if you start enhancing these photos, because that is going to be an issue. So let's not, I will go to the bottom to start. So this right now, I'm in Dream Studio, which is connected to Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion does for images what ChatGPT does for text. So I've been playing around with this for the last week. It's really fun. So you can see some basic stuff, right? Like oil painting. This is the text that I input when I did it. Oil painting of a tranquil lake surrounded by mountains, blah, blah, blah. And it starts to generate these images. No big deal. I mean, it's cool. It's really neat. Not completely practical. Added a person to this, right? Started to modify that person. Then I made it a futuristic city. Another, just start 2 suns is weird, by the way. I couldn't figure out how to get 2 suns out, but it did get one right. Okay, so then I started playing with like a picture of myself, which I uploaded somewhere. Yeah, picture of myself, but obviously I was not an anime character, but I did say remove the tree background and make it look like the inside of a computer, keep the image of the man. And then up here, you can also select different styles. And so I selected anime, and this is what it came back with. I don't think that looks like me at all, but it is what it is. Started trying to get different variations. Notice the random hand. That's something that's kind of weird. One thing to keep in mind is like this AI stuff has a blind spot right now. It can't do fingers very well. So you'll see a lot of these AI generated photos with 4 fingers or 6 fingers or like club hands. It's really weird. For whatever reason, it's still struggling with that stuff. Pictures are getting weirder. The old version of me, I guess, very dignified. And then I tried to like bring it back and it started doing some weird Picasso stuff. So just like weird stuff and then just purely creepy photos. Sorry for those. I'm going to have bad nightmares of that stuff. But let's move on ahead. Okay, so you remember this photo, right? This photo right here. And then this older kitchen right here. So I uploaded those and then see this over here. The key thing, if you start using this, is this image strength. And what I learned is that the more you make the image blurry, the further it will get away from the original image, because then it takes more liberties with that blurriness to then create whatever it wants. So remember that old kitchen? I said modern kitchen with an espresso machine built into the wall and a fondue fountain in the corner. So let's put them side by side for a second. Yeah, so old kitchen, new kitchen. Like for people doing remodels, this is pretty amazing, to be honest with you. You can do some really interesting stuff. Which one is with the pictures? If you can clarify that question, I'll come back to it. I think this is the link right here is beta.dreamstudio.ai generate. So then I said, okay, and I made the picture blurrier for this version, right? So it had less to go off of in the original picture. So you can see it made it more modern. It really took more liberties with the photo. Looks nothing like that original photo. And then it really starts getting out there. And then I took the house. So you remember this house right here? And I said, okay, house in a beautiful forest, completely brand new, modern brick. So you can see just barely the ghost of that house. But then I started bringing it back, making the image more visible. And so it's sticking more so with that house. And then you can see kind of some final versions. I thought this stuff was pretty incredible, honestly, because like I'm not sure where this is going to go. Again, you have to be very careful what you do. You don't want to show this house and then have somebody walk up to this house. That will cause some issues, but there's going to be some really nuanced stuff created for real estate people coming up, where you're going to be able to slightly enhance your photos, make your stuff look a little bit better, but it's still going to be within the realm of possibilities. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's super cool. Any questions about that?
Well, Chris, I have a quick question. Have you tried downloading any of these photos?
Yep. Yeah, so you can like click on that. I haven't, but I'm trying it in real time actually. Yep, right there. You can just download it. And then it just comes down as a ping. And then, yeah, there it is right there.
Cool.
Yep.
Erin wants to know, is there any way to make it look more realistic? I assume, Erin, you're talking to the fact that this does look a little bit like a storybook sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So the key to doing all of this stuff is getting the right prompts, right? The stuff that you input right here, ultra realistic. I'll play with it while we're going on and see what I can come back with. Because that's exactly what I was trying to do with this version up here at the top. So I'm not sure yet, but we'll see what I find by the end.
Cool.
Mandy, you want to talk about how you use this stuff in real life then?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen here.
Let's
I'll
stop.
show you guys how I've been using ChatGPT. So the first thing is what I was saying earlier, as far as creating the person, creating the avatar, creating the AI robot, whatever you want to call it, to be whoever you want it to be, right? So I'll show you a couple of things that I've been playing around with. The first one here is Allie. I've named her Allie. She is a professional copywriter for Airbnb listings. All of the descriptions are written to attract people who are relocating to Raleigh, North Carolina and looking for a nice home to stay in while house shopping. Do you understand? Okay. I always end with, do you understand, when I'm prompting her, because I want her to know exactly who she is. You'll notice here that I put in who my avatar is. So my personal avatar, and just for those of you that don't know me, I own a midterm rental business in Raleigh, North Carolina. So midterm rentals are our 30, 60, 90-day furnished rental stays. And my avatar, my main client that I house, are people relocating to Raleigh. They come in, they stay in one of our houses, and then I put them with one of our real estate agents to go purchase a home. All right. So just so this all makes sense for you. So I've had her write out all of my listing descriptions. So she says, yes, I understand. I told her I'm going to call her Allie. I told her that, this is the address, it's on a golf course, the beds are comfy, all that. She's written me a potential listing description, which is great. She's put all the fluff words in it. And then I put in here, please add some top places to visit. She's added all of this as well. And you can just keep going and going. Like for this one, I put a lot of information in this one as well. And so you can just sit there and you can just type. Like you don't have to worry about making it pretty or using, nice, attractive words or anything like that, because Allie is the copywriter. Allie is the professional Airbnb description writer, and she knows all of the SEO and everything to say for me to attract my perfect avatar to my client. So literally, I just have to write stuff, okay? And then she makes it beautiful. Welcome to your beautiful and comfortable Charleston style townhome. And she just goes on and on and on. And if you guys want to see some of these descriptions, they're all on my website, which I'll show you in a second. So y'all understand about that, right? That's writing out the listing descriptions, and you can just go on. I mean, as you can see, I've prompted her with a lot of stuff. So that's the first thing, and I can't see the chat. So here we go.
I'm watching it, Amanda.
Okay, cool. Love it. Go, Allie. Yeah, I like Allie. Allie's awesome. All right, so let's go to Cece. Let me show you how I prompted Cece. So again, I have another prompt here, writing property descriptions. Okay, she just tells me like what I need to do to write those descriptions. And then I just tell her, hey, you're going to be helping me write these property descriptions for all of my short-term, midterm rentals. This is what I want you to include: the best places to eat, enticing property descriptions. So she's just going to continue down with what descriptive language to use to highlight the property, all of that. And then this is where I actually prompt her again. And I say, hey, I'm looking at writing this description for my perfect avatar. And then I tell them who my perfect avatar is. And then can you help me generate clear and concise language that highlights and features amenities of my properties? And then I tell them all the amenities of my properties. And then she does the work. All right. So I have two of those, and I'm testing, right? I'm seeing like which one's going to give me the best output. Another one that I've been doing is Gigi. So Gigi, she helps me with all of the guest communications. So this will write out my emails. So hi, I'm looking to create clear and concise guest communication for my check-in, check-out instructions. And then can you please help me generate language that outlines these steps, to follow when checking in, checking out, where to park, all the stuff that you have to put in your check-in, check-out instructions when you're on the Airbnb platform or Vrbo or whatever it is. And then she says, yes, I understand. Again, I asked her if she understood. She understands. Great. Okay, now write check-in instructions for the tiny log cabin in Raleigh. The Wi-Fi is, check-in time is, lockbox code, parking. I've put all of the information that we need there. I've also put in, please let us know if there's anything that we can do to make sure that they leave us a 5-star review. Now, this would be something that would be obviously going out through Airbnb, but I also want them to know that we own Carolina Furnished Rentals, because that's my personal brand for my company. So I have the website and everything, and I'm always pushing people to my company in a delicate way. So they wrote out my entire check-in instructions, right? It looks beautiful. Thank you for choosing to stay at our tiny log cabin in Raleigh. We're excited to welcome you as our guest. We hope you enjoy your stay. Check-in is at 3 p.m. To access the property, please reserve parking for our guest in case you need assistance during your stay. Lastly, we strive for excellence and would appreciate your feedback after your stay. We look forward to your 5-star review. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make sure that you leave us 5 stars. We want you to have a fabulous trip. Thank you for choosing Carolina Furnished Rentals, and we hope you have a wonderful stay. That's wonderful, right? Now I'm going to have her write out my checkout instructions, and pretty much the same thing there. So just know that you can use these AI bots, or whatever you want to call them, to literally do anything. They can help you in responding to guest reviews. So if you ever get a review on there, you know, I received a guest review that was positive, but mentioned some issues. How can I respond in a way that thanks the guest for their feedback, acknowledges the issue they raised, and offers a solution or explanation if possible? I want to use language that is professional, friendly, and personalized to the guest review. So it gave me an example. Thank you for taking the time to lead the review. We're glad to hear that you enjoyed your overall experience, but we're sorry to hear that there were some issues. And then we take your feedback seriously. If you'd like to discuss, So this is a really great way to respond to guest reviews without emotion. Okay, I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
And we do have a quick question. So
yeah.
Carol wants to know, and in fact, I'm curious too, can you just tell us a little bit more about what's involved in creating these avatars? Like, is this only in the paid version? Like, it seems like you are creating these characters and then maybe they're remembering the things that you're teaching them so that they do a better job next time you ask a similar question. Can you just go into that a little bit deeper?
Absolutely. Yes. So the free version, you have to prompt it every single time. So when you log in, you're starting fresh. None of this over here is going to be here saved. I did the paid version because I wanted to be able to prompt my people and name my people and be able just to go back to them for any questions I had, or if I want them to write another property description, or if I want them to help me, you know, answer a review in a good way. I want them to be able to already have all of that past content. So that's why I think the paid version is really, really worth it, because you're able to save all of this. And I use this every single day, guys, not only for this business, I use it for all my businesses. But yes, that's a very good point. None of this will be here unless you have a paid version.
And two more questions. Do you mind sharing with us how much it costs? And then I'll tell you the next question.
Yeah, $20 a month right now.
$20 a month seems like a deal. And then, so then Julie wants to know, can you just explain a little bit further, like, why do you have Gigi and you also have Ali and CC? Why are you creating multiple characters instead of just saving the content that comes out of the one?
So the reason I have the two for the property descriptions is because I was kind of testing at that point and seeing, like, if I prompt them this way, what are they going to give me? Well, if I prompt them this way, what are they going to give me? So I'm always in test mode with this thing. So yeah, I mean, once I understand which one is the best, I'll probably just delete the other one and just always go to either Ali or CC or whoever it is, right? So yeah.
Cool. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming.
Yeah, great questions. And let me know, because it's hard for me to see the chat when I'm in here. So let's see. I wanted to show you also about my I did a relocation guide as well. So with the relocation guide, I have a bunch of stuff in here. So this one is all of the benefits to moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, so I just pretty much just did not prompt it at all. This is when I first started, I think, using this. And you'll see here, I was using a 3.5 model as well on a lot of these. I use the 3.5 model if I just want a lot of content very quickly. And then when it shoots out something that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go in depth on this, I'll copy that. And then I'll go open a new chat and I'll do it in the 4.0 model, which is way smarter than 3.5, but it takes a little bit longer to create the words and generate the words. So I'll show you the speed difference on that. But when you go into the 4.0 model, like, your mind is blown at everything that it's going to give you, because this thing is so freaking smart, right? So when you are working on, like I was, a relocation guide, I'll literally come in here and I'll say, you know, what are the top reasons? What are the top reasons to move to Raleigh? What are the top cities in around like 30 minutes of Raleigh? What are the top hospitals that I can get to around Raleigh? And let me just show you what this thing gave me. So Here we are.
While Amanda's doing that, I'm curious, is anyone else's mind just blown like mine? Every time I see this stuff, I'm just like, this is nuts. Yeah. I mean, Amanda, by the way, is like way on the spectrum of like using this stuff. I mean, she's blowing my mind, and I've been paying attention to this stuff a lot. So yeah.
I've gotten pretty deep into it. I'm in a the reason I'm into this so much is because I'm in the Tony Robbins Platinum program, and they are on AI. I'm talking everyone, there's 400 of us, and probably 300 of us are all like 100% learning AI every single day. So we're in a paid mastermind with them. And it's been blowing my mind. So that's kind of given me the urge to want to teach you guys. So I'll show you real life example here. This is my website. Excuse me. And so I have my website here, my Live Like a Local, Book a Home with Us, Book a Car with Us, our resources. So if you click on resources, it's going to take you over to this relocation guide lead grab. Now, once they put their information in, we have built this entire document. Now, not the graphics. The graphics were all on Canva, but everything else was built on Chat GPT. So we literally came in here and had them write all about all of these different cities, the schools. There's links that go to all of these different websites as well, so that they can go and they can check out the schools for themselves. And the job market, it's got all of the information here. All of this was created. And we finished this relocation guide. It took us about 2 days because of all of the graphics that went into this. And it was myself, my business partner, who were prompting the Chat GPT to be able to get the information that we needed. And then we gave all of that over to my assistant. And then my assistant actually created the document, all the graphics, everything like that. She created all of this on Canva. And so as you can see, it's like a very in-depth document. And there's tons of links here too. I will show you at the very end, like we have all of our checklist. We've got our testimonials spread all throughout this. We've also got, let's see, I got some really cool, I got more testimonials in here, like spread all throughout. I've got some stuff in here about why it's so important for them to work with the buyer's agent, even if they're going to be building a house. A lot of people don't understand that, and they want to go directly to the listing agent or the builder. And so I've got a whole thing in here about why it's so important to have a buyer's agent represent you. I can't find it right now, but this is an example of what I've had this thing write up for the different cities in and around Raleigh. And then to end, we have, again, testimonials, and then we have our information as well. So that is our relocation guide. So that's a lead magnet. Okay. They go to my website, they download that, they now go into my CRM system, and now what do they get? They get an email campaign. And who wrote my email campaign? Chat GPT wrote my email campaign. So just think about this as like an entire business in a box. Like you can literally create all of this. And how do you drive people to your website? Well, blogs are a great way to drive traffic to your website. Chat GPT can write your blogs for you. So visiting Raleigh in April, what are the best things to do? This one right here got me over 1,800 views in a matter of 3 days to my website, and I did no paid marketing. I literally posted this into different Facebook groups and on my own Facebook page. This is what are the top companies in Raleigh, and are they hiring? This thing took off. So if I open that in a new tab here, I'll show you. My assistant did she put one of our pictures of one of our properties on here. Where did it go? Hold on. I want to show you guys this. So, okay, it opened in a new tab somewhere. Here it is. All right. So, and this is good. I mean, I did go through, you do have to go through and you have to edit a little bit, right? And I went through it and edited, made sure that all of our company info was here, and just made sure it sounded like a real person wrote it. Because again, we are dealing with AI. But that is I guess that's a big aha moment for you. I feel like I'm fire hosing you guys, because I'm going to stop sharing my screen because there's so much more I could tell you, but I know that we want to have time for Q&A as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
We've got one real quick in the chat, and then I saw Sean's hand go up there. But Tiffany wants to know, what do you use for email campaigns? I think you mean what software, Tiffany, is that what you mean? We'll assume yes.
Yeah, so I just use my normal CRM system. So I have a CRM system which was built on a Go High Level platform, and I run all 3 of my businesses off of that platform. So it's pretty cool. You can have your funnel pages on there. You can have, I mean, everything. You know, it's got your calendar system. It's got your email marketing. It's got text chats and all kinds of stuff. So I like to have one system that everything is built upon. So that's Go High Level is the software. And then there are people that white label that software, and then they edit it to fit whatever clientele or whatever avatar that they are servicing, if that makes sense. Yep. Feel free to open y'all's mics too.
Yeah, I was wondering, are you using Go High Level as well for your website?
I am not.
No.
That website is a WordPress site. And yeah, actually, I had that website built before I was big into Go High Level. And from my understanding, WordPress is a much better site to build something like this on because of the SEO.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, Sean, you're part of the Platinum group too. Awesome.
Another question for you as well. What would you recommend for connecting with other midterm rental companies? So if you were in multiple markets and you maybe didn't have that service that you specifically do, but connecting with people in the markets that you serve from a real estate perspective.
Well, I'll tell you how I connect, which might not work for you, but I am part of a much larger brokerage. We have 88,000 agents there, and I teach midterm rentals for them. And so I run it's not Facebook, it's called Workplace, but I run a private group for that. And all of us who are agents, that most of them I've taught, we post all of our properties into that group. And then I have an Excel spreadsheet in that group where everyone can put all of their information, their property links, the location, the prices, everything in there, so that we just have one platform, one area to go. Now, there are talks in eventually maybe creating something and everyone being able to put their 30-day stay plus properties onto one platform. That has not been done yet. It needs to happen.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
Erin. Hi, how are you?
Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So I am on the verge of moving my properties into a direct booking site. And, obviously email marketing is the cheaper route versus like running ads. Can you talk about what your experience has been? Any type of like conversion data you might have about using email marketing versus ads? I don't know if you've ever tried that or not. I guess I just want to know any information you can share about what it's been like doing email marketing.
So I just started email marketing.
Okay.
ChatGPT helped me start email marketing. It was something that I've always known, like even the conference in Miami that we all went to, right? The short-term rental direct booking conference. I left there and I was like, I've got to start doing email marketing to all my people. Yeah. Came home. What did I do? I didn't do it. Then ChatGPT came out and I was like, oh my God, I can do email marketing because that can write all my emails.
Yeah.
So I've just started doing the email marketing. So I don't have, unfortunately, the data to give you yet. Right. But yes, I mean, it's going to be a game changer. There's no doubt, because you can I mean, there's so much you can do, especially for us, as most of us are real estate agents, especially the students that I teach. We can go many different directions with that. So it's not just come stay in our houses. It's, hey, are you listing a property? Where's the property at? We have partners in that location. Hey, where are you looking to buy? Where are you looking to move? Oh, you're not looking at Raleigh anymore? Great. I have partners in Denver, Colorado. Let me connect you with them. They have midterm rentals. They're able to help you buy a house. Oh, you're moving from Los Angeles? I have the best partner in Los Angeles. Let me connect you to them to sell your house. So that's like the conversation that you're having. I want you all to think multiple streams of income. How many ways can I make money on this one client?
Right.
That's the only thing you have to think about. How many ways? And you just let those continue to come through. You need to think of at least 3.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What other questions y'all have? Questions, comments? You need anything about your own business? Are y'all just all did I fire hose you?
Maybe they're all going and checking out the tools.
Chris, I think we fire hosed them.
Yeah, totally. Here, I'll show you all one more example that I was playing with. Let me share my screen. So I was playing with the photo reel. Somebody asked, can you make it more realistic? And so I took a photo. Let's see if I can find the photo first. 1 second. Yeah, there it is. So I took this photo, right, of just kind of a room. Carpet clearly has been vacuumed, and that is the actual photo. And so then I started playing around with, all right, this was about 80%. And I said, put a leopard chair in this. I just wanted something very obvious. Put a leopard chair in the room. It didn't really do that, as you can see. It still looks like a room to me. And so this is how you keep it very realistic, but then it can't add stuff as easily, right? There's a chair there, obviously. Then I made it more blurry. I think it went to about 45%. And you can see then it actually kept the shape of the room. I think that's so crazy. And then added furnishings as well. And plus this really weird leopard painting right here. And this weird tiger painting there. So anyways, like that's kind of like what those look pretty realistic to me. Obviously they still look slightly like renderings, but I think there's more that can be done to make these look more and more realistic. So yeah.
Amanda, are you using Dream Studio?
No. What is Dream Studio?
That's what we're looking at right now.
What we're looking at.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not using this. I'm more geared into content creation right now, and just getting a lot of like funnel information, opt-in, stuff like that out. I'm also deep diving into video right now. There's a site out called Descript that you can literally record your video and then you could send it into Descript, and then on Descript it will eliminate all of your filler words. So if you're one that says or ah or so or any of that all the time, then it eliminates all of that with like one click of the button, and it does a lot of other really cool editing stuff too. So I'm deep diving into more of that kind of stuff right now. I'm not dealing with images yet.
I think you pointed me to this version, this example too, Amanda, video where it takes the long form and makes it to short. Yes. Yeah, vidyo.ai is another one. I was teaching another class yesterday on AI, and I'll be teaching another one next week on AI. But one of the girls that was on yesterday told us about vidyo.ai. I have not had a chance to play with it yet. If anyone on the call has, I would love to hear how that's going. Amanda, I do have a question for you too. Have you played with Jasper.ai compared to like ChatGPT and like compared the results at all?
I've not.
Okay. Yeah, this is one of the big marketing AI companies out there. And like they use the same engines we were just looking at, but it's really geared specifically towards marketing text. So maybe something else that you'd want to play. I've used it. It's really amazing. It's very similar to ChatGPT. It's just a little bit more of a nicer user interface. And it's really, then you can get really specific types of output like Instagram captions and video scripts, etc. So that's a good one as well.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
So like you were saying when you started that with video, you could do like say a walkthrough of a home and you could put that like automated using the AI technology. So question, if I had like a quick, I just shot it on my camera walkthrough of a property, is there a platform right now that I could use to upload and just kind of make my stabilization look better and maybe make really nice content fast? Any ideas there?
Amanda, is that Descript?
I'm really into video. Any ideas there?
So we will just on the fly. I don't think this is an actual recommendation from us, but we're just talking through this with you at the same time. So this is Descript that we're looking at, right? Literally, I haven't tried this or used this yet. I don't think Amanda has yet either, but we've both heard about it. And so this is where, video editing, I would play around with this. Usually they have free trials and see what it does, because I have a feeling it does some pretty crazy stuff that similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah, it does. I haven't done exactly that yet, but I would say try Descript and the video, and then also ask ChatGPT what if that's even an option. I would just ask and put like out there exactly what you just said and see what ChatGPT says.
Good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we have 5 minutes. I know Erin wanted to wrap us today. Is there one more dire question anyone's just like raving to ask? And yes, I will share this. So I'll just send out an email to everyone with the recording link. Maybe I'll upload it to YouTube as like a non-shareable thing or whatever. I don't know. I'll get it to you. You'll have it by the end of the day.
Perfect. Was that a hand there, Sean, or no? Okay. The thumbs up. All right. Cool. So thank you so much for coming, guys. Amanda just said it. We'll get you a recording. We'll also send out just a wrap up of this call so you can learn a little bit more about all of us, including Steadily. So that landlord insurance, we'll make sure that you get Chris's email address too, if you happen to be an agent and you want to connect with him about referrals. And of course, once you get that email from us, feel free to reply with any questions. If you really enjoyed this, maybe we could do it again in a month or two after we've learned more. And maybe you guys could do your research and contribute to the conversation and tell us what you're learning too. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks.